Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's so nice to see you guys. I appreciate you stopping by and checking out my latest video. And today I am going to be covering my own personal foundation routine. You'll probably take away, you don't have to do it exactly how I do it. I have perfected this over time. But the one thing that I hope that you do take away from this video isn't just the application of the actual foundation, is what you put on underneath it. That is numero importante for a flawless foundation application. And number one, number two, and number three important things are moisture, moisture, moisture. Under eye moisture, forehead moisture, and all over the face moisture is super duper importanto. Very important. I don't want you to I don't want anybody that's looked at my videos walking around with cake face. Because the only person that should be wearing a cake face is not even a bride, but a 1-year-old baby that is smashing into their cake. So, do you want to smash cake in your face? No. Without further ado, I'm going to get started. And I'm going to start off with my unique uplift serum. Yes, it's rich in vitamins and antioxidants. And I just take a little dropper full, like literally like that. And I just rub them together and I'll pat it underneath my eyes. This helps with the under eye issues that I have. Dark circles is the major one. That's the biggest issue that I combat on my face, is the dark circles. But that's part of my genetics, unfortunately. I have to deal with that. But everybody else has their thing they deal with, right? And you can also see what I'm dealing with right now. Look at that guy. Yeah. Had I not decided to pick at it last night and push on it, it's like, it's for me, a pimple on my face and I can't touch it. It is like the most frustrating thing. I end up having to pick at my face. And this is what happens. Every time I pick at my face, I scar. I scab over, no matter what. No matter what kind, as I've gotten older, I scar over. And that just is not very princess-like, is it? Not really. One very princess-like thing that I use in my foundation routine is this. And it's by the company Korres, and they are Greek. Yes. For all the Greek eating happy people out there, here is a beauty product. We do oils really good, and I had no idea how good we did face oils until I came across this bad boy, and it is manufactured in Athens. Yay! So go get you some. You can get it at Sephora. So I just use a dropper full and I put it on my face. I enjoy it. It's a brightening oil. They have sleeping masks. This is rose. This is a rose petal extracts, and there's actually pieces of the rose inside the bottle. And oh my god, it smells heavenly. And it just doesn't smell like a regular, like run-of-the-mill. I mean, this smells like the real stuff. It's not imitation scented. So you know you're putting pure products on. I mean, we do olive oils, amazing. I swear my father ingested olive oil towards the end of his life a lot, and the man's skin at 93 years old was impeccable shape. I mean, silky smooth. I remember feeling his hand one time and I'm like, ooh, that's where I get my silky smooth skin from. My daddy. My mother would like to say it came from her, but sorry, Mom, once in a while Dad has to win out. And plus, he's not here to defend himself, right? So he can be smiling up in heaven for us. So moisture, moisture, moisture. we did our oils, even though the uplift serum actually is not an oil. The next step is I'm going to use a tinted moisturizer. I do sometimes, and sometimes I don't use it, but I figured I'd use it today. And this is by Nars. And I'm in Alaska, shade Alaska Light 2. I'm a big Nars fan. You can call me a narcissist. Only when it comes to loving my Nars products. So, and especially since I have this guy on my forehead, it will help with the covering process. So I just put it on my fingers, rub it in. And my lipstick is by Nars VIP Red. Yes. Yes, I love it. It was in my purse when it was stolen, so it came in today. I said, shh, don't say anything. But at least I had to go and rebuy some of the stuff that I lost just because it was, at least I have control over that. And that is super duper important. The next step I'm going to do is prime thy face. This is by Too Faced Hangover RX, and this is a coconut oil based, coconut cream, shall I say, based product, and it is full of moisture. So you'll find I'm using a ton of moisture products in this winter. Everything I use has something to do with moisture. Instead of using other products, I choose to use this. This is Marc Jacobs has a primer that is just like this. I haven't tried that, but based on the reviews, it has the same it's the same moisturizing effect. A lot of people, instead of using that as a primer, they put that on as their moisturizer. You'll see me rubbing because I'm trying to rub till you get kind of a tacky feeling, so you can set the foundation on a nice canvas. So the next step I'm going to do, see, and one step I probably didn't tell you about, but I should tell you about, is probably right here I find to be my driest areas, and that's where I cake up. Yeah, that's where I get the cake face. So I'm going to use my Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. And it's in a peach shade. Actually, it's in the shade called Honey. And this will help negate the dark circles underneath thy bags that can pack themselves and leave. Anybody know how to fix that permanently? The bags underneath your face? I don't want any kind of surgical thing, but I certainly would like to get them removed off of my face. That would be wonderful. I'm going to use my damp beauty blender to stipple into the skin. I really enjoy using this for foundation and concealer because it blends well, stipples into the skin, and it also takes up excess product. This has got the longer surface area, and this is more of a pointed edge, so you can go in the crease of the eye. So you can see how that is. Now this is for concealer. I'm gonna conceal this bad boy up too. He deserves to go bye-bye. In fact, he deserves to be a freckle, a beauty mark. I have to say, invest in a either beauty blender. I love this. It is worth the $20, or you can get the Real Tequnies Sponge. It's not wet, that's why it's little. This thing is actually little like that, and it grows. And so this does the same thing as this. It just depends on what you prefer. They both work the same way. I love them both. So, Real Tequnies Sponge, don't take offense. I love you just the same. Kisses. So I set my foundation, not my foundation, my concealer with the Bobbi Brown Sheer Finish Loose Powder in Pale Yellow. I've had this thing for a couple of years, so it's kind of getting to the bottom of it. And I just use like a poof. I want to call it a poof. It's not a sponge. I can't think of the word of what it's called. You can do this, and you can do that, and you can do this. I'm not coming up with the right words for this and that, but one thing that will melt everything together is my beauty blender. And I like to do that especially before I lay down the foundation. Yes, I use the Nars All Day Luminous Weightless Concealer. It separates a little bit, so you have to shake it up. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it like a salt shaker. And all this takes to cover my whole face is one pump. That. Can you believe that? That's all I use. I have, see, put the lid on. Any more than that, I feel like just completely causes cake face. Cake face comes from using too much product, too much foundation, and too much powder. So you can work and blend this in sections. See, I still even have some left. I don't like to leave anything behind, so, and I figured, there, now I can use both hands. Notice how I really haven't been using any brushes. I've been using thy hands and thy beauty blender, and you're going to see me do a little beauty blender action right now, just to make sure that the foundation is even Steven. And then I'm going to use, I use sometimes the loose, and I use the Nars Loose Velvet Loose Powder in Desert, or I use the Hello Flawless by Benefit. What's up, Benefit? And I use the color, it's All the World Is My Stage, and that is right. So I use a powder brush. And this one happens to be from It Cosmetics. I got it in a set purchase, I think, for $58. And it provides a little extra coverage. I also like, after doing something like that, I like to do the damp beauty blender over it. This really helps with the cake face. Sets the makeup all together. And yes, I'm going back in with another concealer. And this is a stick concealer in Custard. And it, yes, and it's a stick. What? It's a what? And it's a stick. I want to say goodbye to that guy. I'm going to have a party when it's done. Then I'm using Chantilly, Nars stick. I feel like I'm drawing a stick man on my face. Or an angel. Or a turkey. It's fun. And then I'm going to use my damp beauty blender and just pat that out, blend that out. Basically, if you don't want to highlight and contour, your steps were complete after I was finished with the powder and pressing the beauty blender in. And so I don't take up all of your time, I'm going to do a really quick contour job. Yes, I said a contour job. I'm using Too Faced Dark Soleil, Dark Chocolate Soleil, and a Tarte contouring brush. Yes, you saw me go over that. I felt like you can always rub it off. I don't feel like I'm doing the best contour job, and I'm taking the bigger end. And then I push it up. Basically, your contour is because you want to give yourself to pull up your face. And I'm trying to carve out my cheekbones. And then I'm gonna give myself some contouring on the forehead, up here, over there. That's why if you end up a little light with your foundation, you can always darken it up this way. I can always do a video on contouring just in case I'm going too fast for you. I am 17 minutes in. I don't know why my videos get so long. I'm using the Urban Decay Quiver. It's the 8-hour Afterglow Shadow. Up. There we go for the blush, the blush. And I'm going to use my Gilded Honey, Laura Geller Gilded Honey on the tip of my nose to highlight the nose. And I'm going to bring it up just a little bit, just where I kind of lowered it. And then going on the cupid's bow. And then I am going to use my Becca palette, and I will use my Champagne Pop with a fan brush. Fan brush, yo, where are you, fan brush? Oh, there you are, my little pretty. So, and I'm just kind of, I'm going to do this on the apples of my cheeks. I like to glow, girls. Glow it. I hope Becca makes this permanent because I just love this color. And I lost my regular sized one in my purse, so if anybody knows where I can get another one, because Sephora's out of stock of this. I'm bummed out that I don't have this. So basically that was my foundation routine and application of highlighter and blush. One other thing that I keep on forgetting to mention is if you have a pore issue and you feel that your makeup throughout the day is sinking into your pores, this Dr. Brandt Pores No More is awesome stuff. You can put it on right before your foundation and rub it in the areas, or you can also rub it in after. It's actually a nude kind of color, and you can just rub it into your makeup and it won't affect anything. So there. I'm gonna touch it up with just a little blush because I feel like I lost some blush there, but that's all you have to do. Look at that. Don't you love it? I love it. I'm seeing if you see something on your face that isn't blended in, just use your fingers. Just use your fingers. If you notice through the day and nobody hasn't told you that, hey, you're walking around with highlighter lines, just go into the bathroom, wash your hands, use your fingers, and put it all together. You will be fabulous. Fabulous. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. I love you guys. Thank you for subscribing. If you have any suggestions on what you'd like to see me do next, leave it in the comments below, or if you're friends with me on Facebook, feel free to friend me on Facebook, Maria Spironius, Spirounias. I'm on Twitter, Maria Charles MUA, and I'm Instagram, Maria Charles MUA. So you can find me wherever you want. I'm there for you. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this and leaving comments below and all the positivity. Thank you guys. Kisses, XOXO. Love you guys. I heart you.